Ariel Ecton is a hard-working journalist trying to make her mark in the industry. She's desperate for her big break, but her boss, Stan Sullivan, doesn't appreciate her and refuses to give her a chance. Everything changes when Alfred Moretti, a megastar once considered the greatest musician of his time, comes out of retirement after 30 years. Ever the eccentric, Moretti announces a private listening event for his new album, Caesar's Request, before releasing the music to the public. Moretti handpicks 6 distinct individuals to attend the week-long event. The list includes talk show host Clara Armstrong, influencer Emily Katz, paparazzi Bianca Tyson, radio host Bill Lotto, Stan Sullivan, and, finally, Ariel herself. Everyone is surprised by Ariel's invitation, including Ariel, since all the other invitees are famous figures. But desperate to prove herself, she decides to attend the event. Ariel and Stan arrive in Green River, Utah, aboard Moretti's private plane, where they are met by Jorg and taken to Louise, Moretti's infamous tour bus from his performing days. Inside, they are greeted by the other guests. They're surprised by Bill's presence, given his famous feud with Moretti. The group is then escorted to Moretti's private compound to attend what Ariel dubs an the event of the century. During the ride, Stan instructs Ariel to take notes throughout the entire event. He'll use these notes to write his own article and review, ultimately taking all the credit. Ariel is deeply disappointed by Stan's attitude, as she had hoped to write the piece herself. Outside the compound, fans have gathered ever since the announcement, hoping for a chance to catch a glimpse of their idol. The entire compound is home to an independent community, all dressed in blue, that seems disconnected from the outside world. Everyone's phones are collected to ensure they can enjoy the event without distractions. At dinner time, the guests gather in a long hall. Moretti finally arrives, wearing an extravagant outfit, and begins by recalling a humorous celebrity anecdote. Everyone listens intently, and the locals seem to almost worship him. After the speech, Moretti meets with the guests. Ariel tries to approach him, but she is dismissed by Stan. Instead, she strikes up a conversation with a young girl, Maud, who takes a liking to her and invites her to sit. Just then, Ariel witnesses a strange custom. A bread roll is passed around, with everyone taking a single bite before passing it along. Reluctantly, Ariel participates, and then the feast begins. As a journalist, Ariel asks Jorg how he came to be with Moretti. Jorg recalls how he was once a simple music teacher, fascinated by Moretti. One day, he received a call inviting him to join Moretti at his compound. Ariel learns that others have been recruited in a similar fashion and begins to connect the dots, suspecting that Moretti might be running a cult. She discovers that the cultists are called levelists, and their focus is on individual creativity and its expression. Finally, Ariel gets the opportunity to meet Moretti, who welcomes her warmly. Ariel expresses how excited she is to be there. After dinner, each guest is assigned an attendant who will accompany them at all times. They are also given an itinerary for the entire week. In her bedroom, Ariel discovers that cultists have taken her laptop, which will be returned to her at the completion of the event. Her attendant, Belle, stands guard outside the door. Ariel decides to listen to Moretti's song on a retro recorder provided in all the guests' rooms. Unbeknownst to her, all the guest rooms are equipped with hidden cameras, and they are being watched. Meanwhile, Bill is in the spa, enjoying a massage, when suddenly a group of men arrives and pushes him down. Bill struggles, but the men are stronger, and he ends up screaming in agony. In the morning, Ariel tries to go for a jog, but Belle follows her, staying by her side. As Ariel looks around the compound, she observes the cultists' way of life. She spots Moretti posing for a picture and decides to approach him. Ariel compliments his song and then cautiously steers the conversation toward the cult. She learns that Moretti is not the founder but actually a devout follower. Curious, Ariel asks about the levelist ideology. Seeing her interest, Moretti decides to show her one of their rituals. Ariel is taken to a small shack, filled with a horrid smell. Inside, a follower is using a knife to shuck oysters, searching for pearls, which are used to make necklaces in accordance with the cult's creed. Suddenly, the knife slips from the follower's hand and cuts him. Without showing any pain, the follower bandages his hand and calmly returns to his task. It's then that Ariel solves the mystery of the scars on the cultist's hands, including Moretti's. Later that day, Rachel, one of the followers, arrives to give Ariel a complete makeover. What's odd is that Ariel is told she must also shave her pubic hair before she can attend the next event on the itinerary. Ariel reluctantly agrees. Outside, Ariel sees that the rest of the guests, except for Bill, are all present and have undergone makeovers as well. It seems that everyone else was also forced to shave their nether hair. Jorg arrives and leads them to the listening room, casually mentioning that Bill is absent because he has opted for an extended massage, though he conceals the truth that Bill may have met a grim fate. In the listening room, everyone takes a seat around Moretti, who is wearing an eccentric outfit. He begins with a narcissistic speech before starting his performance. As he walks around, he performs with each of the guests one by one. All the guests are enjoying themselves, but suddenly, Emily starts coughing. Moretti halts the performance and orders that she be escorted to the infirmary. Ariel asks Stan for permission to write a secondary piece about the cultists and their lifestyle, but he shuts her down, insisting that he will be the one to write the story, focusing solely on the music. Unexpectedly, a flying arrow comes out of nowhere and pierces Stan. Everyone rushes to his side trying to help when a young boy appears and apologizes to Stan for accidentally shooting him. In the evening, Ariel voices her concerns to the remaining guests. She finds it strange that no one has seen or heard from Bill or Emily, and the fact that Stan was shot might not have been an accident. However, the others are too drunk and too self-absorbed to take Ariel seriously. The next morning, Ariel decides to sneak out and explore the compound in search of her phone. Belle notices Ariel is missing and begins searching for her. Ariel catches a glimpse of the cultist church meeting before stumbling upon the taxidermy room. The room is filled with dead animals, and there Ariel finds all of the guests' cell phones, though they've all been smashed. She's too preoccupied with everything else to notice Bill's corpse, which is also stashed in the same room. This is the final straw for Ariel. She packs her bags and confronts Moretti, demanding to leave. Seemingly apologetic, Moretti agrees. While waiting for the bus, Ariel reluctantly agrees to watch a puppet show at Maud's insistence. The puppet show begins, portraying singer Billie Holiday being harassed by rat-like journalists. Suddenly, Emily bursts from Ariel's beanbag, her eyes and tongue swollen. As the guests recoil in horror, the cultists remain unfazed. Moretti explains that Emily ingested a chemical that caused the swelling. When Stan tries to escape, the cultists restrain him and others. Moretti then launches into a speech about his album Caesar's Request, declaring, "A royalty, even at peasants' mercy, is still royalty." Chaos erupts. A cultist kills Stan. Belle stabs Bianca as she flees, and Emily dies from suffocation. Amid the mayhem, Ariel slips away unnoticed. She takes refuge in a museum while the cultists search for her. She discovers Bill's head placed on a wreath on the wall and finds champagne bottles next to cyanide. Ariel hides in a bathtub as the cultists continue their search outside, but Belle eventually locates her, knocking her out after a brief struggle. When Ariel comes to, she finds herself tied to a chair alongside Clara. Moretti is giving a speech to the cultists, while others mix cyanide with champagne and begin serving it. Ariel is forced to drink the poisoned champagne, but just as she's about to, Rachel appears and cuts her bonds. Rachel whispers directions for Ariel to leave the compound. Moretti and his followers drink the champagne, but Ariel, following Rachel's instructions, pushes her away. This causes Moretti's robe to catch on fire. In the chaos that ensues, Ariel takes advantage of the distraction and slips away unnoticed. However, Belle spots her and starts to follow. Ariel reaches the fence surrounding the compound and begins to climb it. Outside, she finds one of Moretti's fans waiting nearby. Desperate, Ariel asks for help, but the fan starts rambling incoherently. With Belle fast approaching, Ariel, in a moment of desperation, steals the fan's car and drives away, leaving all the danger behind. 2 years later, Ariel has become a successful writer, her book chronicling her harrowing experience with the cult. During a book tour, she's giving an interview, recalling some of the events after the incident. Ariel reflects on how she returned to the compound with the police, only to find the place eerily empty. Surprisingly, Moretti was alive, playing the piano, with the bodies of Stan, Clara, Emily, Bianca, and Bill wrapped in front of him. Despite their search, the police still haven't been able to locate a single body of the cultists. The phone rings, interrupting her thoughts. Ariel picks it up and is told that Moretti wants to see her. She arrives at the prison, where she comes face to face with him. Moretti reveals that his true intention was revenge against those who criticized artists and their creativity. He goes on to explain his ideology. Initially, the one with physical strength ruled. Then, the smarter individual became the leader. But now, given the state of the world, it's time for evolution. Time for the creative minds to lead. Moretti drops a bombshell. The levelists are alive, hiding in society, quietly spreading their teachings. He further reveals that Ariel was never more than a pawn in his master plan. Her escape had been pre-planned, and her role was to bring attention to the creed of the levelists. Moretti thanks her for unwittingly helping to advance their cause. Later, during a TV interview, Ariel notices the cultist's pearl necklace worn by the host. She is shaken to realize that she unknowingly played a part in spreading the cult's influence. The story ends as the weight of this revelation settles over her. What would you have done if you were in Ariel's place? Escaped and exposed the cult, or stayed quiet knowing how deep their influence runs? If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more twisted tales, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next descent into darkness.